Blackstone Publishing presents The Gun, The End Time Saga, Origin Short Story by Daniel Greene. This book is read by Keith Szarabajka. The Detective, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Bill DeYoung was anything but. He sat in the department's bullpen with men and women half his age. The room was a cluster of desks and no assigned seats, only open computers and occupied computers, landline phones and chairs. Sure, he had one he sat in every day, but it wasn't his. It was communal. The edge of his newspaper started to inch over in an attempt to collapse on itself. He whipped the paper, stiffening the errant page. A phone rang on a nearby desk, but since it wasn't his, he let it go on ringing. His phone lay dormant, requiring zero action on his part. Things he had learned from being on the force for so long were to stay in your lane and don't step into other people's messes. He had developed an old-timer's power of ignoring outside distraction, a survival skill acquired from 2 failed marriages. The phone continued to ring. He continued to read like he had severe tinnitus in both ears and absolutely no cares in the world. The top of his paper dipped with the finger of a fellow detective. "Who still reads the paper?" His young blonde partner poked at him. Bill put his selective listening to use and ignored him, continuing to read about the riots in Washington, D.C. and Chicago. Some super flu was making everyone sick, so much so the chief had the public relations department put on a training course on how to wear a surgical mask, one of those light blue ones he'd seen more than one Asian wear on occasion. Tighten the straps here, make sure the seal isn't broken, and all sorts of nonsense that probably wasn't going to make a difference against a super flu. However, it did make a difference with internal lawsuits against the department. The other detective stood taller over the top of the paper. "Bill, come on, man. That shit doesn't bore you to death?" "It's where I get my news." He rubbed a thick, bristly mustache that his younger peers mocked but secretly envied. It was a signature trademark in the department, one earned when it was the only acceptable facial hair for an officer, a mustache of the past and grown with decades of experience. "It's all scare tactics from somebody's agenda. Better to just leave it alone." His partner, Detective Cole Westman, took a seat on the side of his desk and waved a smartphone at him. "Print's dead, man. Electronic is the way to go." Bill selectively listened to him, focusing on some article about the economic woes of Detroit, the largest city across the state of Michigan. The 27-year-old was a good cop, smart, tough, and above all, skeptical. He had the makings of a great cop if he applied himself more directly. But like most things, good police work took practice. He was prone to periods of SLAP, S-L-A-P.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?